So, guys, today the Supreme Court decided to set a pretty much tyrannical precedent. And listen, you might think I'm waffling here, but I'm pretty much serious. So let me walk you guys through it. Essentially, there was a decision made today that entails that you, as an employer, can decide that for either moral or religious reasons, you can decide, actually, employee, fuck you, you can't have birth control. Right, so essentially this entails that, the employer has not complete, but a considerable power over their employees. What happened to liberty? What happened to freedom? Listen, you might think I'm going overboard here, but just listen to me for a second, right? Imagine you have a scenario where your employer does not believe in vaccines. So all of a sudden, because your employer believes in God, or is a very Orthodox Jew, or, he says, you can't have a vaccine because I don't believe it. Huh? Wait, isn't it my... No, actually, I gave you the health insurance so I can decide you can't have vaccines. Or I'm not going to pay for vaccines. But wait. It's not your... Wait, no, but I gave you the... Alright, so you can kind of see where this kind of argument starts to fall apart. Also, what if you're diabetic and you need insulin and your employer says to you, no, fuck you, you can't have insulin. This boy's gonna die if he doesn't have insulin, and he's gonna make you pay for it by yourself because I don't believe in, that kind of stuff. I don't want to send my employee to hell. I want him to go through the gates of heaven. What if your employee is fucking agnostic, right? He doesn't give a shit. He's gonna go to hell anyway, right? Right? So, listen, this whole idea of if I pay you, or if I offer you health insurance, I then have control over what you do with the money or the health insurance is literal lunacy. Imagine. All liquidity is produced by the Federal Reserve or the Treasury. They print money, correct? Now imagine the Federal Reserve or the Treasury or the US government saying to people, actually, because Powell is a Orthodox Jew, you guys can no longer buy insulin. What the fuck? How does that even happen? Obviously, that's lunacy. That's the whole reason we went from Middle Ages, Dark Ages, 15th century Spain to secularism, where we are now. Correct? So, what happened to those whole secular beliefs of liberty, freedom? Because last time I checked, when you give somebody money and they offer you a service, you give them money, it's their fucking money now because you gave it to them, or it's their health insurance because that's a benefit you gave to them. Now, since when is it your prerogative to decide? Actually, kid, I don't believe in the same shit as you. So because of that, I'm just gonna restrict you from being able to, get birth control. But wait. Since when is it your fucking health insurance? No, kid, it's mine. So what happened to individual freedom? If the government did this, it would literally be over. The whole gang would be walking around in the street with guns, walking up to the White House saying, fuck you, government, for fucking up our freedom. But when it's private enterprise, no, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Who the fuck thought this was a good idea? Nobody. What the fuck is happening? I get it. Look, you have a conservative Supreme Court, overwhelmingly conservative. Fine, absolutely fine. And you read it as if you read the Constitution as it was read. So they say. So they try to make it seem as though. So how the fuck did John Adams say to himself, actually, if an employer doesn't believe in your right to take birth control, which wasn't a thing at the time, by the way, you can no longer have birth control as a part of your job-related health insurance. Since when is that a fucking thing? Nobody ever said that. That's never going to be a logical thing to do. And this is what happens when you have a bunch of overwhelmingly conservative Supreme Justices. Blood. Listen, God, the fraudulence of this decision is actually kind of hurting my brain a little bit here, because if the government did this, guys, I'm telling you, the same people that are, go Trump, go conservatives, are going to be standing in the fucking street with AR-15s, walking outside on Pennsylvania Avenue right now. But because it's for the Christians, and because it's, a private enterprise, fuck off with secularism, who gives a shit anymore? Because this is always what happens. There's always little loopholes for the Christians, because we believe in Christian values. No, you don't. We believe in secular values, and so the law is secular. And because the law is secular, there should be no loopholes for Christian rule or law. And there should be no loopholes for religious people to impose themselves on others. So why the fuck is my religious employer telling me, no, you can't have health insurance? Sorry, you can't have a vaccine. Why should I not have a vaccine? Do you understand the complete, ineptness of this logic? It's fucking how? I don't know how these people came to this conclusion. And guys, let's not forget. Well done. We'll applaud them because they gave trans rights, equal rights in the workplace. Biggest W of this year, I'd say. But then now, the L's start rolling in again, like never before. Because let me tell you guys something. This is just the beginning. They had a similar ruling. I can't remember the exact details of it, but there was a similar ruling where they basically just said fuck off with separation of church and state, and they said, actually, we'll give you Christians a little loophole in the law where you can do what you want and impose yourself on others. No! We live in a secular society. This is the whole reason we left Europe back in the day in the first place. This is why the Dark Ages were when there wasn't such thing as the separation of church and state, because the church ruled everything. And guys, let's not forget, precedent in the Supreme Court means that once you say a decision is as forth, in theory, that decision should never be should never be reversed, right? So you can't have one decision be contradicted by another decision, in theory, which always happens, but in theory it shouldn't happen. So all of a sudden now you're saying, who actually ever said the word separation of church and state? Because as far as we are concerned, as long as you're a Christian employer, you can basically just say, fuck you, employee. You do what I want. What happened to, I give you the money, and now it's yours. It's not mine anymore, it's yours. And I give you the prerogative to do whatever you wish with it. Because I am no God, I'm no almighty leader. I'm just your employer. We're both free citizens of the same nation. But no, now it's all about God. He rules us, and he rules the law now again. So listen, I think this is extremely dangerous, and it's just part of the L. It's part of the avalanche of L's that are going to be rolling in for the left and just for people in the coming few weeks. This is what happens when you have Trump pick two overwhelmingly conservative justices. Sorry. I mean, what can I say? I think it's clear what I think of this. If you somehow think this is a very fair, constitutionally viable decision, by all means, prove me wrong. I'm willing to change my mind, although I'm rather swayed to one side at the moment. I think it's clear to see, but yeah. Let me know what you guys believe and think about this issue. And so yeah, let me know.